Madhava Kunja Vihari Kunja Vihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Shodanandana Braja Janaranjana Shodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. जय श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन की, जय श्री श्री गौनिताय की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, समावेत भक्त वृंद की, कलयुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंद। ओम अज्ञान
So, just done 5-6 sessions. We are attending separate. That's okay. Today call them.
They can understand. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. All of you repeat this verse. You want which one? Devanagari or English you want? Parasparanu Kathanam Pavanam Bhagavad Yashaha Mithoratir Mitastushtir Nivrittirmita atmanah Parasparanukathanam Pavanam Bhagavat Yashaha Mithoratirmitastushtir Nivrittirmitha atmanah. Any three devotees can recite? Parasparanukathanam Pavanam Bhagavat Yashaha Mitoratirmitastushtir Nivrittirmitha atmanaha Parasparanukathanam Pavanam Bhagavat Yashaha Mithoratirmitastushtir Nivrittirmitha atmanaha. Yes, one more devotee. Parasparanukathanam Pavanam Bhagavat Yashaha Mithoratirmitastushtir Nivrittirmitha atmanaha. Paraspara mutual. Anukathanam discussion. Pavanam purifying. Bhagavat of the Supreme Lord. Yashaha glories. Mitaha mutual. Ratihi loving attraction. Mitaha mutual. Tushtihi satisfaction. Nivrittihi cessation of material miseries. Mitaha mutual. Atmanaha of the soul. One should learn how to associate with the devotees of the Lord by gathering with them. To chant the glories of the Lord. This process is most purifying. As devotees thus develop their loving friendship, they feel mutual happiness and satisfaction. And by thus encouraging one another, they are able to give up material sense gratification, which is the cause of all suffering. Please all of you repeat this. One should learn how to associate with the devotees of the Lord by gathering with them to chant the glories of the Lord. This process is most purifying. As devotees thus develop their loving friendship, they feel mutual happiness and satisfaction. And by thus encouraging one another, they are able to give up material sense gratification, which is the cause of all suffering. Put Srila Prabhupada's disciples. Prabhupada ki. According to Srila Sridhara Swami, those who are advanced in Krishna consciousness should not envy one another or quarrel among themselves. Giving up all such mundane feelings, they should gather together and chant the glories of Supreme Lord for mutual purification. Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur has pointed out that glorification of the Supreme Lord is especially potent when performed in the association of pure devotees. When devotees engage in Sankirtana, chanting the glories of the Lord together, they experience the highest transcendental bliss and satisfaction. Actually, when they get satisfaction, they don't chase after sense gratification. When they get transcendental bliss, then they want to again and again do that activity of Sankirtana. Thus, they encourage one another to give up material sense gratification, which is based on illicit sexual connections with women. One devotee will say to another, "Oh, you have given up sense gratification. Starting today, I shall also give it up." One should learn to increase one's love for the devotees, to satisfy them, and to give up sense objects unfavorable to serving Krishna. And one should learn to view the entire universe as paraphernalia for the Lord's service. By engaging the objects of the senses in Krishna's service, one automatically becomes detached from them. And as one passes one's days in the association of Lord's devotees, one's transcendental ecstasy increases more and more through discussions about the topics of Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, one who wants to be free from the harassment of Maya in the form of sense gratification must constantly associate with pure devotees of the Lord, who have no engagement other than chanting and hearing the glories of the Lord and carrying out his mission on earth. Srila Madhvacharya has pointed out that just as one should cultivate friendship with devotees, one must cultivate a spirit of friendship towards the demigods who manage the universe on the Lord's behalf. Thus, one should live peacefully within this world. One more verse we will recite and then we'll go. Smarantah smarayantascha mito agaghogaharam harim bhaktya sanjataya bhaktya Bibratyutpulakam tanum. The devotees of the Lord constantly discuss the glories of the personality of Godhead among themselves. Thus they constantly remember the Lord and remind one another of His qualities and pastimes. In this way, by their devotion to the principles of Bhakti Yoga, the devotees please the personality of Godhead, who takes away from them everything inauspicious. Being purified of all impediments, the devotees awaken to pure love of Godhead, and thus even within this world, their spiritualized bodies exhibit symptoms of transcendental ecstasy, such as standing of the bodily hairs on end. The word agauga haram is very significant in this verse. Aga refers to that which is inauspicious or sinful. The living entity is actually Sachidananda Vigraha, or eternal, full of bliss and knowledge. But by neglecting the eternal relationship with Krishna, the personality of Godhead, he commits sinful activities and undergoes the inauspicious result in the form of material suffering. The chain of sinful reactions is called ogha, or a relentless wave of suffering. Krishna is agauga haram harim. He takes away the sinful reactions of his devotees who are entitled to the experience of inconceivable bliss of the kingdom of God, even while remaining in this world. You all know that, right? Aham tvam sarvapapebhyo mokshayishyami. Yeah. The word bhaktya sanjataya bhaktya indicates that there are two main divisions of bhakti yoga, sadhana bhakti and prema bhakti. Srila Prabhupada has elaborately explained in his book Nectar of Devotion the progress of the devotee from sadhana bhakti or the execution of the regulative principles to prema bhakti, or service executed in love of Godhead. According to Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur, liberated soul is always enthusiastic due to the appearance of transcendental ecstasy within his body. Thus, he always aspires to remain overwhelmed in chanting the glories of the personality of Godhead. Hari. Yeah. So, I'm speaking on a very important topic today called Priti Lakshanam for Priti Vardhanam. So, Priti Lakshanam means there are 6 symptoms of exchanges between devotees. Devotees, when they come together, what do they do in each other's association? Like, for example, if 2 sickly people come together, they talk about rogue, disease, especially old people. 70, 80-year-old people, if they come, they will ask, which doctor are you going to? What medicine are you eating? How is your health? That's what old people talk, correct? No? Which pati you are adopting, naturopathy or allopathy or homeopathy, except Lakshmipati. They talk about all other patis, correct? No? So they don't talk about God, they talk about health. Yeah, old people, correct? No? When 2 drunkards come together, what they talk about? Drunkards. They are talk about brand. Which brand you drink? You drink Indian brand or foreign brand? They talk about you drink whiskey or beer or rum. They talk about that. Similarly, when 2 businessmen come, you go to the stock market, there is loud roaring. You can hear the sound, people. The whole office is a very noisy office. You think anybody is talking about Bhagavad Gita there? What are they talking about? Money, yeah. How to make money, how to multiply money, how to increase your, monetary position. That's what they're talking about. Everywhere people are talking. When animals or birds come, Morning you hear the bird, choo, 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 they're making sounds. You've seen that? Huh? Coo! No, one bird is making sound. Another bird is making another tree similar sound. Coo! Huh? What are they saying? Hey, did you get food? He's saying, I'm just now going. Huh? Correct. They talk about eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. So they talk about that. So now when devotees come together, like Lord Krishna and Arjuna are coming together in the battle of Kurukshetra, because Arjuna is a pure devotee, Krishna is a Bhagavan. So naturally their subject matter is what? They talk about Shuddha Bhakti. In the Bhagavad Gita they're talking about the Bhakti Yoga. So you will see that when devotees come together, what do they do? What is their activity? So one thing they do is they serve prasadam and they accept prasadam. Or they give a gift to a devotee of some Krishna conscious gift some devotee may give. Say you may give some nice book to a devotee who likes to read books. Or you may, sometimes somebody gives a Shaligram Shila to somebody to worship. Or somebody may go to Dham and bring the dust of the Dham and say that Prabhu, please take this dust and put it on your head, or drink some little water from the Radha Kunda something. So and here is a chance for you to get purified. And they give some gift like that. Or they may go to Tirupati Balaji and bring laddu. Not only they eat laddu, they also bring laddu also to give. Correct, no? So devotees, not only when they eat laddu, they think, oh, Balaji's prasad is so nice, let me take for my friends. So they then they go and distribute prasad. So they give prasad, they accept prasad. They give gifts, they accept gifts. Or sometimes they get a very good picture. Like somebody brought very nice Jagannath Baladev Subhadra, and somebody brought Dashavatara. If they see something nice, they take one piece for themselves and they also take one piece for their friend also. Correct, na? So devotees have a habit of gifting something and are receiving gifts also. Or offering prasad or accepting prasad. And the most important thing in Priti Lakshanam is Guhyamakyati Prichati. That means inquiring confidentially and hearing in confidence. That is called Priti Lakshanam, we call it. Now, what do they inquire confidentially? When you come in a small group of devotees like this, assembly of devotees, here all the assembly of devotees, they're all Shraddhalu. Shraddhalu means they're all having transcendental faith in the scriptures and in the sacred word of God. They have great faith. At the same time, they may sometimes have doubts. But when they ask the doubts and when they hear the truth, that truth strengthens their faith. It doesn't weaken their faith. For example, somebody may say that, Prabhu, we say that Pandavas are all devoted to Krishna. Then why Yudhishthira Maharaj is going to the battle of, Kurukshetra, and Bhishma Pitama is lying down and he is going and asking questions to whom? Bhishma. Why should he not ask his questions to Krishna? Anyway, Krishna is the Lord of the Pandavas. Correct, no? Is there anything that Krishna doesn't know? Krishna knows everything. He's God all-knowing. He says that in Gita. Vedaham samatitani vartamanani charjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kashana. He says that I know past, present, future, I know everything. He says. There's nothing that's unknown to me. Me, no one knows, he says. Yeah. So he is very mystical personality. But then why Yudhishthira is not caring for Krishna, is going and asking Bhishma? Somebody may have a question. But a devotee may be afraid. How can I say this question to some college friend in the college? You can't ask these questions to public people. If you say, they will say Krishna is ignorant, they will say, correct, no? If you go and ask a common boy, hey, maybe Krishna doesn't know, Bhishma knows better than Krishna, he may say that. But when you come in the assembly of devotees and ask the question, then the devotees will tell you that here is a reference in the Bhagavatam, first canto, 8th chapter, there is a reference at the end of the 7th chapter and the beginning of 8th chapter, you find the first canto, there is a very beautiful section where it is said at the end of the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Yudhishthira Maharaj cried. In the beginning of the battle, who cried? Arjuna. At the end, who cried? Of course, crying Arjuna was made into confident Arjuna by the lecture given by Krishna. What is it called as? Bhagavad Gita, correct, no? Now, when at the end of the battlefield, Yudhishthira cried and said that it is all for my sake, so many people died in the battle. I am a greedy fellow. I want to become the king, so I caused so much war and bloodshed. And Krishna pacified him, told him, no, you are not the cause. Who told the war should happen? I told him. I told Dharma should be established. So because otherwise the Duryodhana and company will degrade the world. So it's me who ordered. You are not supposed to worry about this. But Yudhishthira Maharaj was not pacified. Can you imagine? Krishna is saying somebody will not be pacified? Even after Arjuna was pacified, right? When Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita. But Yudhishthira Maharaj was not pacified. Anybody knows the reason why? Why he was not pacified? So if you read that section, it says that when Krishna was speaking to Yudhishthira outside, Yudhishthira was hearing. But the super soul in the heart of Yudhishthira, that is, who is that super soul? Krishna only. So Krishna told him, don't get pacified. So Lord inside the heart is saying, don't get pacified. Lord outside is saying, get pacified. Very amazing, no? So therefore it is said, Krishnen adbhuta karmanaha. It is said, Krishna's activities are adbhuta karma. Now you may wonder, why two Krishnas are saying two different things? Inside Krishna and outside Krishna. Why are they saying two different things? There is a reason for that. Because Krishna had a desire that the grandsire or the grandfather of the Pandavas, who is that? Bhishma Pitama. He is about to die, he is lying in the battlefield, and he had a very soft heart for the Pandavas. So Krishna wanted Yudhishthira Maharaj to go and talk to him along with his brothers and get pacification from him instead of hearing from anybody, because Yudhishthira Maharaj had a great respect for Bhishma. He was the oldest personality in the dynasty. In fact, if you see, who is Bhishma? Bhishma is Bhishma is the uncle of Pandu, Dhritarashtra and Vidura. Correct, no? He is their father's brother. You can imagine. Now, Pandu's sons are Pandavas. Correct, no? That means like Pandava's grandfather's brother, Bhishma. He is so old, oldest personality. And also he knows Dharma. He knows what is right, what is wrong. So Krishna thought that the ideal would be, instead of me telling him, who should tell him? Bhishma. Therefore, Krishna in the heart wanted to just not to get pacified. Then Krishna took him to Vedavyas. Vedavyas also couldn't pacify. Then afterwards he took him to Bhishma. Now here comes an interesting point. When they were going to Bhishma, Krishna told Pandavas, all of you dress in gorgeous dresses, kingly dress, attire. And you also sit in a golden chariot. And you go to the battlefield, he said. So Pandavas were like children. Whatever Krishna said, they would do. So they also decorated themselves nicely. Can any of you say why Krishna told them to decorate themselves like that? Very gorgeously, looking like kings. The battlefield was almost over. The battle was almost over. It's not fully over. Still Krishna had told him, you dress like that. Bhishma would be very pleased. So Krishna wanted to give pleasure to the heart of Bhishma. And also, when as soon as Pandavas arrived there, Bhishma looked at the Pandavas, dressed very nicely. They are about to become the king. He had a great relief and great happiness. This is what he wanted to happen. He wanted to see the Pandavas rule the world. And on one hand, he smiled broadly when they arrived. And as they came and surrounded him, he loudly cried. And he burst into tears. And then he told one verse. He said, Aho kashtam aho anyayam yadyuyam dharmanandana. Like that he said that, oh dharmanandanas, dharmaputras, oh sons of dharma, you people never deserve such anyay in the hands of Duryodhana and company. What all this fellow did to you. He tried to burn you alive in a Varanavat Lakshagraha. He tried to poison your brother. He tried to, disrobe your wife in the public. These fellows, they drove you to the jungle for 12 years. And even after you came back, they didn't give back the kingdom to you. At every step, they caused danger for you. But you, most patient and most tolerant brothers, you all of you Pandavas, you are all Dharmaputras. So you would not have lived without the loving protection of Lord Krishna, who is the father of religious principles. By his protection, you survived. Otherwise, anybody in your place would have died long ago. He said. Therefore, this battle which was fought was rightfully fought. It is a Dharma Yuddha. And now that you are becoming kings, I am most glad to see this. When Yudhishthira Maharaj heard this, he became completely pacified. So, and not only that, when Bhishma saw Krishna there, then, so Krishna was sitting right in front of him. And he knew that he's about to leave the body now, Bhishma. So Krishna knew that Antakale Chamameva Smaran Mukta Kalevaram. So Krishna wanted to give him darshan at the time of passing away. That's another purpose also. So then Krishna sat right in front of him, and Bhishma started speaking the glories. He started speaking Vishnu Sahasranama Stotram very beautifully. So he got a chance, not only got a chance to glorify the Lord, he glorified with great jolly attitude. Tribhuvana kamanam tamala varanam ravikara gauravarambaram dadhane vapuralaka kulavritana nabjam vijaya sake ratirastu men avastya. Like that he says. He says, Tribhuvana kamanam. This Krishna who is sitting in front of me is glorious in all the three worlds. He's saying upper, middle and lower planets. Tamala varanam. He's saying, what is his color? Shyam. And then Vapurala, and then he's saying, Tribhuvana kamanam tamala varanam ravikara gauravarambaram. That means this pitambar that he's wearing is shining like sunlight, dazzling golden color. Yeah. And then in this way, he's wearing a beautiful garland. His hairs are curly locks of hair. And in this beautiful form with lotus petal-like eyes, he's sitting right in front of me, smiling to give me his darshan. And he is I am his unflinching servitor, he said. Therefore, he has come to give me darshan, knowing that I am going to leave my body. I am so blessed, I am so fortunate today. So in this way, he caused pleasure to the heart of Bhishma. And he also gave pacification to Yudhishthira Maharaj, Pandavas. So, at that time, Bhishma asked one question to Krishna. He said, my dear Lord Krishna, you are called as absolute truth. But how is it that being absolute truth, you didn't keep the truth? He asked him. You broke your own vow of, lifting a weapon in the battlefield by lifting that wheel of a chariot. So Lord came to be called as Rathangapani. He asked, so Bhishma asked, is it because you became very attached to your devotee, Arjuna? You wanted to see him protected? Therefore you lifted the weapon? You broke the vow? And Krishna said, no, not because of that, he said. I broke the vow because I wanted to save your vow, he said. Bhishma asked, what is that? Bhishma had the previous night taken 5 arrows. And because Duryodhana was very much pushing him to kill the Pandavas. You are not killing, you are not exerting yourself. Get down, let Karna go in, like that he was telling. So that time Bhishma became upset. He took 5 silver arrows and meditated, chanted a mantra, kept in a velvet cloth and told Duryodhana, tomorrow all the 5 Pandavas will be finished with these 5 arrows. I can promise you, provided Krishna does not do something. He does not... if Krishna breaks his vow, then I can't keep my vow. Because I can only kill. If Krishna doesn't interfere, then I will kill the Pandavas, 5 Pandavas, he had told. So, Duryodhana was very happy. He said, no, Krishna will not lift the weapon, no problem. So you can easily finish. In fact, Duryodhana said, give me the 5 arrows, I will keep it with me. Morning I'll give you when you're going for the job. So he took it and kept it with him. And in the night time, Arjuna was sleeping, Krishna woke him up and said, Arjuna, immediately go to Kaurava's side. And Duryodhana is about to go to sleep now. Get those 5 arrows, he said. Arjuna asked, what 5 arrows? He said, just ask him 5 arrows, he knows. He said. Then Arjuna went there. He went on his horseback and the soldiers moved aside and let him go in. So Arjuna got down and he met Duryodhana. Duryodhana asked, Arjuna, Have you come to beg for the kingdom? If you beg from me, I will throw the kingdom back to you. You want? Arjuna said, I have no habit of begging. Who am I? Kshatriya. Kshatriyas don't beg. Kshatriyas only take. Like Kshatriyas collect tax. Brahmana can beg charity. I have not come here to beg anything. But do you remember, I had saved you from the Gandharvas. At that time, you had given a benediction which I had postponed. Now I have come to take that benediction from you. He said, what is that? Give me those 5 arrows, he said. And Duryodhana was shocked. How did this fellow know about the 5 arrows? Immediately he took it and gave it to Arjuna. Arjuna sat on the horseback, was about to leave. That time, Duryodhana asked, Arjuna, how did you know about these 5 arrows? Arjuna said, how can I know unless Krishna tells me? And then he went. And after he went, Duryodhana was for a few moments remembering Krishna. What kind of personality he is? How he is all-knowing. He knows everything. So, in this way, Krishna said that, you had taken a vow to kill the Pandavas. I didn't want you to break that vow. But I broke my vow of not lifting the weapon by lifting the wheel of a chariot, and I ran towards you. So, Lord said that I don't mind being humiliated by the people of the world, but I don't want my devotee to be humiliated. So I saved your vow. And immediately Bhishma Pitama burst into tears. So you can see that in this way Krishna wanted to please Bhishma, and he also wanted Bhishma to do KT to Yudhishthira Maharaj. Knowledge transfer we call it in companies. His talent should be given to whom? Next king. Who is the next king? Yudhishthira. And he is a very most mature personality, Bhishma. So he gave all the knowledge to. So actually you would see Krishna accomplishes multiple goals in one shot. In one stone he gets multiple mangoes. You can see that. Bhishma was pleased, knowledge was transferred, Yudhishthira Maharaj was pacified, and Krishna's love for his devotee Bhishma came to be known to the Pandavas. They were amazed. Just see how Krishna, he is self-deprecating. He is ready to even get a bad name for the sake of his protecting the devotees. Wow. Many things come to be known. So, in this way, when a devotee goes and asks in an assembly of devotees why Krishna broke his vow in the battle, when he gets his answers, then his affection for Krishna gets multiplied by that. You understand the point? No? So, many times you will see that in the assembly of devotees, confidential questions are made and confidential answers are given. Why Lord did what he did, many times we may not be able to understand. Like there is another place where Krishna broke his vow, which is that place when once Uttara came running to Krishna. Krishna Krishna Mahayogin Deva Deva Jagatpate Nanyam Tadabhayam Pasche Yatra Mrityu Parasparam, she said. She said, now the Mrityu has come Parasparam. The death has come very near to my child Parikshit in my womb. So she said, there is one very fastly coming Brahmastra aimed by Ashwathama to my womb to kill my child. I don't mind dying myself, but I want my child to be saved because he is the posthumous child, the last child in Pandava dynasty. I wanted to see the child protected. So Krishna, I am coming to you. Nobody else can save this child now. Because Brahmastras are not like a million bombs you throw on a battlefield. Brahmastras are very targeted towards somebody. If 2 people are walking on the road, Brahmastra can kill one person and let the other person go. That much focused Brahmastra was. So it can, and also wherever the person is, it can go to the target exactly. So the Brahmastra would kill Parikshit in the womb. Even if the mother is saved, the child will be killed. So therefore she said, you only can rectify the situation. At that time Krishna saw not only there was one Brahmastra, there were 2 Brahmastras were sent. One was sent to kill the 5 Pandavas in one stroke. Another Brahmastra was sent to kill Parikshit. Both were sent by Ashwathama. Ashwathama is such an unruly fellow because he was forgiven by Draupadi. You all know that. After killing those 5 sons of Pandavas. Even though he was forgiven, was he grateful? Completely ungrateful. Again he's trying to kill. Not only the children before, now he's trying to kill the last child also. So Krishna, understanding the situation, instantly he took an action. He took his chakra and cancelled the first Brahmastra, which was aimed at the Pandavas. Pandavas actually lifted their weapon, but it would be too swift for them to lift the weapon, because it would be too difficult for them to counteract the Brahmastra in such a short time. So Krishna broke the vow of, not lifting the weapon. He took his chakra and finished off that Brahmastra. The another Brahmastra, what he did, he went inside the womb of Uttara with a gada in the hand. He rotated the gada and went round and round the child. Child was seeing that, who is this blue personality? So beautiful, with a nice mukut and beautiful kundal swinging in his ears and shining face and eyes like lotus petals. He looks so charming, cheerful, wearing pitambar and his Vishnu form. Lord was going around the child and protecting the child. Brahmastra couldn't do anything. So everybody was amazed, especially Kunti was most amazed. Because Kunti saw Krishna was sitting in the chariot. But he is sitting in the chariot, he is not even budging an inch. But effortlessly he cancelled one Brahmastra, and effortlessly the other one also he took care. Not that he had to jump out of the chariot and run. He ran and he has to go to take care of Uttara and take care of Pandavas. He is just smiling and watching. He can expand himself in any number of forms. He can do that. So therefore she said, Antar Bahir Avastitam. You are Antar also and Bahir also. You are outside also and inside also. You can do like that. So that Prabhupada writes, Krishna is called Bhakta Vatsala Govinda. So Prabhupada says that Krishna thought, even if the worldly people criticize me that I have broken my vow before the end of the battle, because battle was almost over, 99% was over. Still somebody may say, before the last day of the war you broke the vow. Krishna was ready for that insult, because he was more concerned about protecting the Pandavas. So Prabhupada says Krishna wanted to be known as a Bhakta Vatsala than as a worldly moralist. If Krishna wanted to be a moralist, what he would have done? He told the Pandavas, I tried my best to help you guys. At last, what can I do? 18th day, this fellow sent a Brahmastra and I had taken a vow, I can't lift any weapon. So all of you, 5 guys died and your last child also died. Everything ended in a tragedy. What can I do? It's all because of my vow. I couldn't give up my vow. If he was a worldly moralist, he would have done that. So, he wanted to be known more as a Bhakta Vatsal, not as a worldly moralist. When it comes to protecting devotees, Krishna says, let all my vows go to hell. I have to protect my devotees. So when a devotee asks question, Prabhu, my friends are criticizing Krishna lifted the chakra and destroyed the Brahmastra of Ashwatthama. He broke the, condition. He broke the vow. Why he did that? Is Krishna immoral? Actually appears to be moral for a higher reason. What is the higher reason? Just like if a cow is coming running, a butcher is coming behind, and the cow runs into your hut, into a sage's hut. So butcher is coming running behind after 10 minutes. He's asking the sage, did you see a cow coming in this direction? Should the sage tell the truth or not? If the sage tells the truth that the cow went inside my hut, what will the butcher do? He will go and drag the cow outside, take it to the slaughterhouse and butcher it. So the sage said, I didn't see. And the butcher ran straight, very fast. And who was saved? So therefore, in morality, there is a higher morality, there is a royal morality. When Brahmastra came, what was the higher morality? Saving the Pandavas was higher morality. So Lord knows it. In fact, it's the highest morality, because who is doing that? Krishna is doing that. So this is what happens amongst devotees. Parasparanu kathanam. Repeat. Pavanam bhagavat yashaha. Mito ratir mitastushtir. Nivrittir mita atmanaha. So paraspara anukathanam. Devotees do paraspara katha like this with one another. One devotee is asking question. One more learned devotee will respond to that question by giving an answer. And what will be the answer about? Bhagavat Yashaha, Krishna's glories, which is Pavanam, very, very purifying. And by hearing that response, what happens? Mito Ratir, A devotee's love for each other increases. Oh, thank you, Prabhu, you have cleared my dust in my eyes. I was thinking that Krishna was immoral, but now I understand Krishna is super moral. He knows transcendental morality. So, mito ratir, their respect and affection for each other increases. And mitas tushthir. And hearing such katha of the Lord, they become transcendently rekindled and awakened in their mind. And then the remembrance of Krishna is accentuated, it's activated. They start remembering the Lord more and his pastimes. And they become satisfied in this world. They don't chase after the Maya in the form of sense gratification, tushti they get. And nivritti, means they become free from sense gratification, which is actually the cause of material miseries, he says. Mita atmana. So in this way, devotees, this is what they do. That's called guhyamakyati swachati. Tasmannaro sanga susangajata jnanasinehaiva vivriktnamohaha harim tadiha katana shrutabhyam labdasmatiryat pararamadvanaha tasmannaro sanga susangajata jnanasinehaiva vivriktnamohaha harim tadiha katana shrutabhyam labdasmatiryat paramadvanaha. Simply by associating with exalted devotees, anyone can attain perfection of knowledge, and with the sword of knowledge can cut to pieces the illusory associations within this material world. Through the association of devotees, one can engage in the service of the Lord by hearing and chanting, Shravanam and Kirtanam. Thus one can revive his dormant Krishna consciousness, and sticking to the cultivation of Krishna consciousness, go back home, back to Godhead in this very life. So, see, when we talk about coming in such kind of assembly of devotees and associating and increasing our spiritual consciousness. Yesterday, in the lecture on human life, I was telling you, in human life you can revive your ID. In college also you carry your ID with you, right now? Similarly, in human life, two very important qualities. One is inquisitiveness, another one is discrimination. These two are possible only in human form of life. Apart from these two, I told you three more things: morality, ethics, and spirituality. I talked about those three things also yesterday. These five things which distinguish human from an animal. You can see that. So, in human life, the inquisitiveness is required. And if you don't do inquisitiveness about spiritual subject matter, that inquisitiveness goes in the wrong direction. Then one becomes inquisitive about how does liquor taste, and you want to be more inquisitive about woman's body. One develops this. One wants to be inquisitive about pornography. Inquisitive goes in wrong direction. If you don't apply it in the right direction, you have to give some healthy input. Then mind will be munching on the healthy input. Like for example, you will see that there is a vacuum cleaner, they call it. You know the vacuum cleaner? Tendency of vacuum cleaner is wherever it goes, like that it sucks. But what it sucks inside and keeps? Our mind becomes like a vacuum cleaner. If you are not spiritually inquisitive. Wherever it goes, wherever there is impurity, it sucks impurity and stocks impurity. And that is the cause of all our miseries, suffering. And on the other hand, when one is taking in something pure, correct, no? Then that pure thing will occupy your place. There is no place for anything else. Correct, no? Imagine if there is a glass full of milk, you can't put anything else in that. So mind has to be filled with something positive. So this Parasparana Katana Pavana Bhagavad Yesha which you are saying, this actually ensures that your mind has some thought process in which mind, when it absorbs, it is very purifying and elevating. That's the nature of the spiritual substance. And every morning we have a program like this in the center here. we have the Mangalarti, we have this class. And then the daytime when you're walking, going, coming, what you heard in the morning should be ringing in your mind. Oh, such a beautiful pastime of Krishna saving the Pandavas and Parikshit you heard today morning. And such a wonderful Lord that, he goes to please Bhishma Pitama. He also wants to empower the Yudhishthira Maharaj who is going to become the king. Krishna is so kind and he is even ready to, break his vow for the sake of saving the devotees' vow. So these things are the ones which keeps, rising in the mind. So absorbed in that thought process is doing what? Purifying and elevating. Spiritually elevating. You go up, up, up. You go in the upward direction like that. And on the other hand, you can see college students nowadays, what is their absorption? Actually, in those days, the sex life was not so much, talked about. But now you find in billboards everywhere, big, big cinema actors, actresses, they put, they also so many pornography books and pornography sites, and everything is at a fingertip. Even a 8th standard, 9th standard boy is watching all dirty things and like a vacuum cleaner, absorbing so much dust in their heads. And because of that, mind becomes so polluted. Some boys write mail to me crying, practically weeping. Prabhuji, I have done something what I should not have done. The last so many years, I have polluted my mind. Now my mind is refusing to get cleaned up by chanting. Chanting is becoming very difficult for me. Many boys cry because if you aggravate your disease, then curing the disease becomes difficult or it takes longer time. Correct, no? So, therefore, as devotees, all of you, I told you yesterday in that program that the crows fly with crows. Similarly, the parrots fly with parrots. And the swans live with swans. Like if you see there is a dustbin, lot of nasty smelling things are there. Lot of crows will come and sit in a circle. You've seen that? Around in the rim of the dustbin. And not only they'll be watching, crank, 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 they'll be also pulling out some dead rat. Nasty things they pull out. How you can be there, it's a wonderful, amazing thing. But the crows enjoy being there. That nasty, they need that smell. They want that. Similarly, people who smoke and drink and take drugs and roam with women, they need that kind of low-class Rajoguni, Tamoguni culture. And that is where that's what is matching with their impure mind. It's called resonance principle, we call it. Resonance, you take two forks. If you vibrate this fork also vibrates. Like that they make sound. You've seen that? Similarly, the dustbin is resonating with the crow's mind. He goes there. So impurity attracts impurity. Yeah. So therefore, just as crows are attracted to that spot, similarly, the bhakta should be attracted to places where this kind of kathas are going on, chanting is going on, dancing is going on. So although there is impurity in our mind, we should not allow that impurity to increase. Rather, you should nullify that impurity. On the contrary, there is some good vibration in our mind, therefore we are attracted to this place. And that good vibration should be increased. You understand? So that means, grow the angel within you and drive out the animal within you. Correct, no? So in order for us to be able to do that, one has to become very careful in this topic of association. Yeah? So what is said in the scriptures, you don't have to isolate yourself from the world, but you should insulate yourself. So what is the difference between isolation and insulation? Somebody can explain? Yeah, like you don't talk to any boy, you go away. You're looking at the world, you are very afraid. Oh, I cannot survive. Let me go to Himalayas. The people go away to Himalayas. That's isolation. Babas, Naga Babas. Go to Himalayas. What is insulation? Anybody else can say what is insulation? He told what is isolation. Yes. Exactly. How do we do that? How you can be surrounded by boys who are indulging in all dirty bad things, but you don't get polluted, even in their living in the midst. Higher taste. We should have higher taste within. So that even though they are doing something, we are not attracted to it. Like for example, you have a plate of, what is the best sweet in Hyderabad people like most? Semia? Semia paisam, Okay. Semia paisam? Semia paisam is sevai paisam. There is one, Jalebi is very, very famous. Okay. So you have Tirupati laddu, you have jalebi, and other eatable items. What they like here most? Puliyodare they like? Lemon rice, biryani. Okay, you have biryani, and you have jalebi, and you have Balaji laddu, and in other items they like tattai or adai or dosa, paper dosa. What they like? Masala dosa, not ordinary dosa, masala dosa. Correct. Okay, let us assume that, say, you have a very nice masala paper dosa, stuffed with very nice masala, and you have biryani, and you have jalebi. And you also, somebody is, all the boys are talking with each other, they are all eating sukha roti, they are eating dry roti. Will you be attracted to that? That means he rightly said that if you have a higher taste, you can kick off the lower taste. In fact, even parents, you see, if they have a very nice prasad in a hot pot, they give away the dry roti to some beggar. Hey, come here, take it and get lost. Huh? Correct, no? They don't want to stock it. Correct, no? So they want somebody to take it away because it's unnecessarily increasing their weight in the bag. Yesterday is a dry roti. They give it away. But when will you give it? You have to make sure you have a big plate of biryani, all that. Correct, no? Jalebi. If somebody comes and gives you. If nobody has given you, then that sugar becomes all important. Correct, no, for you. So therefore, we need a higher taste for kicking away lower taste. So the morning program is supplying you that higher taste. Therefore, it is very important. Every morning you are actually increasing your higher taste so that the lower things do not attract you anymore. That Krishna says that param drishtva nivartate, he says. When you get a higher taste, like in our temple once there was a halwa, and then there was also a gulab jamun. Nobody knew there is gulab jamun. When the halwa bucket was kept, it was kept for public. But then later on, another devotee thought that the halwa is simple, very simple prasad. Let's make gulab jamun. So they brought 2 buckets of gulab jamun. Now all the halwa people left halwa and went to gulab jamun. But that's more attractive. Because they got what taste? Higher taste. So they give up the lower one. Correct, no? So, yes, it is true. You have to cultivate higher taste. And when you get higher taste, what is it like? I'll tell you. See, when you have a milk, you can add water to the milk and it becomes diluted. But when the milk becomes butter later on, the butter cannot mix with water. So our heart has to become like what? Butter. So that the water of the material world around us will not pollute us. Or our heart should become like a lotus. Even the lotus in the midst of kitchen or a muddy pool of water. Muddy pond also, the lotus is still fresh. It doesn't become muddy. So we have to remain like that. So how can we remain like a lotus in the midst of muddy pool of water, or like a butter surrounded by water? That type of consciousness, how it will come? So for that, the scriptures say, the first step in doing that is, one has to deliberately withdraw from bad association and not hurt yourself or not pollute yourself. One example of this is the story of the monkey and the crocodile. You all know that? So is it good for monkey to make friendship with crocodile? So that became a problem, right? Because what happened, the crocodile asked the monkey, "Hey monkey, how do you do?" And the monkey also asked crocodile, "How do you do?" So the crocodile said, "Oh, I am very happy." "Tell me how you are happy." Then he said, "You see, I swim in this large lake, and on the sides you find beautiful green mountains, and I see the bluish sky up. And I am free to move around in the lake as far as I wish. This is my living place. I am very happy. Because of my freedom, I am very happy." Then the crocodile asked the monkey, "How do, you tell me?" Monkey was very morose. "I am not that happy as you," he said. Asked him, "Why?" "I have to live in this jamun tree. My parents have told me, never go out. You have to be here only." So this center is like a jamun tree center. Isn't it? I just eat jamun and parents say eat jamun and keep quiet. So what is our jamun? Our morning program. Okay, my friends say that don't associate with bad boys. So I am just taking morning program. We wear dhoti kurta, we chant and dance. We study Bhagavad Gita, we chant the holy name. And we do studies. Only spirituality and studies. They say don't go out, take care of yourself. I don't go out of this tree. The monkey was saying. Then the crocodile said, "Okay, if you are so morose, come with me. You can also be very happy." Sit on my back and I'll take you for a joy ride. Monkey said, that's a good idea because my parents and other senior monkeys, they're all out of station. They've gone out. I am the only one there. So now, then before they come back, I will go for roaming with you. Then the monkey sat on the back of crocodile. Sometimes the junior boys or the young boys think that now I have come home, I am a free bird now. I can roam with my friends for watching movies. Who is going to see now? My mentor is far away. And college is also far away. I am at home now. Chalo, thoda maja bhi karte hain. So then they go like that. That's what monkey also thought like that. Then he sat on the back and the crocodile took him to the middle of the lake. That time monkey suddenly felt uneasy. Because monkey is not a creature of water. He looked around and saw everywhere there was water all around. Monkey became frightened. And his body was like a paper. Our crocodile. I'm just sitting on one plain surface. And the surface goes inside the water, I'm gone. I'll be choked to death because of suffocation. He told the crocodile, I'm feeling a bit uneasy, my friend. Can we go back to the tree? He said. So why I'm telling you, devotees, you have done some sukriti in the past lives. Therefore, you are attracted to Bhagavad Gita and you're attracted to chanting of the holy name and leading pure life. So for you to not lead a pure life and go to impure life, it's only possible for a very short time. Very soon you will get frightened. How many of you honestly tell me whenever you do something bad, you feel guilty? Immediately you feel guilty. That means your super soul is very active for you. He is immediately telling you. On the other hand, look at the fellows like those who are drunkards and smokers and drug addicts and womanizers. Do they feel guilty? Because their super soul has withdrawn now. They have slapped their conscience. Therefore, they have become practically, just like for example, if you put one black dot in a white dhoti, everybody can see. If you put one black dot in a lungi, nobody can see. So they are like lungi, you are like dhoti. You understand the difference? Because the lungi people are those who are indulging in all kinds of bad activities. They are preparing for animal body. You understand? They are gliding down already. Very soon you will find they will sleep at night, next day morning they will wake up in a dog's body. The lusty rogue scoundrels, you can see the kind of life they lead. Prabhupada says in one place, these people work hard like donkeys and they enjoy like pigs. He says that's the lifestyle, and they are lusting after people like dogs. Like today morning we heard dogs, bow, 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 2 o'clock, 2:30. Prabhupada says the dogs cannot control their senses. You've seen that? A dozen dogs are attacking one female dog. And the female dog is afraid, which fellow is going to snatch and take me. So, and one big bulldog comes, hey, you guys move aside. You come with me. He takes and goes. You've seen that? And another bigger bulldog comes later on. And they both fight and they tear each other's bodies. You've seen that? In human society, it's not supposed to be like that. Human society, you marry a woman, she puts a kumkum and no man will come near. So it's supposed to be like that. Correct, no? Because once a woman marries a man, then she becomes his property and no other man will chase behind her. Correct, no? But animals cannot control. So those boys who are drinking, smoking, womanizing, they cannot control their senses exactly like dogs. Correct, no? So they are preparing what body? Animal bodies. So you don't want animal body, you want a divine body. You are here to prepare. So when you are preparing for divine consciousness, when you go and associate with such people, you will feel uneasy. Exactly. Who felt uneasy? I told you? Monkey felt uneasy. In the company of crocodile. On the other hand, when you come to these type of places, you feel very happy. You feel as if, Bhagavatam gives example, Pantasva Sharanam Yata. That's a word used. There's one verse which says, Karna Pravishtarandrena Swanam Bhava Saroruham Thunoti Shamalam Krishna Pantasva Sharanam Yata. It says, when you're hearing these kathas of the Lord, you come back to your natural state. You feel, oh, this is what exactly I want to hear. And you feel like a weary traveler who went to America, Russia, England, he went to Australia, all over the world, traveling and tired. At last he comes to his own home. He goes to the bathroom and takes a shower and then takes a big plate of prasad. Like I told you, biryani, jalebi and all that. And then he's relaxing in an easy chair. How comfortable he will feel. Like that one feels when he comes to the center where devotees congregate together. And devotees, they are very polite, they are very respectful to one another, offer obeisances to each other, they offer obeisances to the Lord. You study the sacred word of God. So then here you are most comfortable. That's what the monkey thought. I was very comfortable in the tree with other vanaras eating nice jamun every day. But now this fellow brought me to the middle of the lake. Then he told, please kindly take me back. I want to go back to my tree. Crocodile said, I am very sorry to tell you, my friend. Yesterday when I went home after 3 days of spending time with you in the bank of the lake, I told my wife that I was 3 days away because I have a friend who is a monkey. We were talking and talking and talking. I forgot. Therefore, I didn't come home. My wife said, no, don't cheat me. I am not to be cheated by you. You have another crocodile ani. Another crocodile ani is a she crocodile. You are having an affair. And I know anybody who gets into such affairs will kick off their wives. And they will go with another fiancé. So she said, I can't believe your words. What is the proof that you have a friend who is monkey? He said, no, I always meet him. He lives in a jamun tree, I told you. Then she said, wait a minute. He lives in jamun tree. Those people who are in jamun, eating jamun daily, their heart must be very sweet, like jamun. Okay, I will agree that you have friendship with the monkey, provided you get the heart of that monkey, kaleja. You call it, no? Kaleja, you call it, no? Get the heart of the monkey, then we will cook it for lunch, she said. And then the crocodile told this truth to whom? Monkey said, monkey, therefore I wanted you to roam with me. Now you have come now. Now I am going to go underwater. And my wife will be cooking your heart. And we are going to have a lunch together with that. When the monkey heard it, he started trembling. Already is in the middle of water. And this one is going to kill him now. So he was wondering, he prayed to the Lord in the heart, oh Lord, super soul, you are the Dadame Buddhi Yogam Tam. You only supply intelligence, right? Please give me the right intelligence by which I can be saved. If I am saved, I promise you that I will always worship you. I will never leave your lotus feet. Immediately Lord gave him the good intelligence. So what he said? Oh, you wanted my kaleja, heart. Where is that kept? On the treetop. I didn't know that. I didn't take it. You should have told me to take it. And the crocodile said, is that so? Okay, then I'll take you there. You just pick it up. Then we'll go and give it to my wife, he said. So as soon as they reached the shore, the monkey jumped onto the tree and looked at the crocodile and said, you rascal crocodile, you are about to kill me with your wife. Thank God, Lord saved me by giving me good intel, sadbuddhi. Now you caused me kubuddhi. Because of a bad association, I got what buddhi? Kubuddhi. Now God gave me sadbuddhi, I am saved now. Get lost from here, never come. Today is the last day of our friendship. No more friendship with you, get lost, he told them. And the foolish crocodile went away after that. So, from this story, we learn a very important lesson that, we say birds of the same feather flock together. So, monkeys should associate with monkeys. Dogs always roam with dogs. Similarly, humans with humans, birds with birds. Similarly, if you are a devotee, then devotees should always surround themselves with devotees. Then you are safe. Actually, even there are brahmacharis who don't surround themselves with brahmacharis. They have been keeping some quarrel with some brahmachari or ego clash with brahmacharis. They keep aloof. And they will go and reveal mind to some woman. And then very soon you will find they can't stay in the ashram. They will leave the ashram and go away. Because instead of associating with brahmacharis, they associated with a woman. And therefore they couldn't maintain the status. So in the Chaitanya Charitamrita it is said, a devotee should surround yourself, flank yourself with devotees. Then reveal your mind to devotees only. Don't reveal your mind to woman. Nowadays it's a new fashion now, modern times. Women don't talk to parents and teachers. They go and reveal mind to a boy only. And boy will reveal mind only to a girl only. What kind of thing is this? Girls can reveal to girls. You boy, you reveal to boy. Why do you reveal to a girl? Of course you can reveal to a girl provided you are married to her. Then husband wife you keep revealing to each other, no problem. But otherwise, a boy should reveal mind to a more advanced boy who is advanced in Vedic understanding, and he can help him, correct? No? So, in my college days also there was one boy. He will always go to girls' side and ask, can you please teach me engineering drawing? And the girl said, hey, Radheshyamdas is here, he gets sometime in engineering drawing. I used to draw isometric and all, very with free hand I used to draw. Hey, he's sitting there, go to Radheshyam. No, I want to learn from you guys only. And they understood, this fellow doesn't want to learn. He want to hang around with us. Correct? Like dogs like to hang around, correct? No? Like that. So, therefore, you should associate, like birds of the same feather flock together, you should associate with devotees. Is it not true? So, you have to, even if you are, what Bhaktivinoda Thakur teaches as a very important lesson. He says, bathing in the same ghat or traveling in the same boat is not association, he says. For example, you are in the train, one non-devotee sitting next to you is an atheist and you are sitting next to him. That is not association because you are not lovingly dealing with him. If you are lovingly dealing with somebody and giving your heart, that is called association. Affectionately dealing with somebody. What is affectionate dealing? Affectionate dealing means you trust them. You open your heart to them. You believe in what they say. You take them seriously. You are ready to follow what they say. And these are the things you should do with devotees. And with non-devotees, we should be business-like. You know what is business-like? Business-like means, for example, you go and purchase something in a shop or a market or something like that. You have no sambandha with him. You ask him, kitna hai? Like, we went to one shop. We went to one shop, me and Sutta Goswami went. A bag kitna? He asked. It's 750 rupees. He said, you want to buy a bag? I told Sutta Goswami, see, it's a very costly bag. Let's go to Amazon and check what the cost. He said, no, Prabhuji, I will bargain. He said, we want in 300 rupees. Sutta Goswami said, where is 750, where is 300? And that man immediately took and gave it. Okay, he agreed. Can you imagine? Immediately for 300 he gave. So then we both were looking at each other. How this fellow is giving such a reduced price. So I asked him, hey, better we go back, we don't buy it. Because I am little suspicious about this material and everything of the bag. Later on we came to know that bag is only 200 rupees only. But actually bag is 200, but he told us 750. He knows very well in India people always bargain, yeah. So why I am telling, with such people can you make sambandha with them? No sambandha, it's a business like. He's a cheater. You cheat him, he cheats you. Both try to drag to each other different side. That's the kind of relationship. So you deal with them in a business-like fashion with such people. You don't open your heart affectionately, lovingly. You don't trust his words. For example, he's saying 750. You say that, I think, you people have to maintain the shop also. You might be paying rent also. And you must be a very truthful person like Harishchandra. Whatever you say, I believe you, I trust you, I give. Do you do that? They are here out to do business and empty your pocket. So you deal with them business-like. Similarly, many other boys in the college you see, even if a boy is a drunkard or a smoker, but he's a topper in the class, you can go to him, you can take his note, you can ask him, hey, you are a great personality, you crack that subject very well, you get centum in maths. Tumi bada sukhi, ami bada dukhi. You are very powerful in your subject, I am very weak in maths. I need some help from you. See, devotees have no ego at all. Other people have ego problem. Like I had one friend, he will go to his topper's room and ask him, hey, what time you are going to mess? I said, he will ask him. It's 8 o'clock I am going. What do you want? I just want to be in your room. You go and come. You go to mess. So that boy will go to mess. Then he will search, where is his notebook? And before he comes back from the mess, he will photocopy it. Because he had ego problem to ask him, can you please give me? So, but if you have no false ego, you can openly tell him, correct? No? Hey, you are very smart in subject, I am not so smart, can you give? And that fellow will feel very happy to help you. You go and tell like this to anybody, I am very weak in this, you are very strong. You will say, yes, I am strong, I will help you, come here. Take this notebook. I will also take you to library and show you the books which I use. Everything like that, isn't it? So, you may not like his habits like drinking, smoking, drugs and all that. But you like his academic side. You can take help. Or somebody's brother is already in America. He's doing MS. You want some information. You go to him and say, hey, your brother has gone to West. I am also applying to many universities. Can you please give me some information? How to do pre-apps? How do you apply? How do you prepare for GRE TOEFL? What do you do that? or how to prepare for a gate or something like that. Nothing wrong in asking, but you have to be business-like in these things. Of course, it's not that you can't help him. If you have prepared nice notes on some other subject he is asking you, you can share also. But we just do the business dealings. We don't. So he may ask you, since you have come to my room, I would like to give a cigarette. Would you like to smoke? Just giving you. So what you should say? No thanks. No thanks. I get coughing. If I can't take it, I'm not. It's not suitable for me. So he will respect you also. So you don't pick up his habits, and you can tell him. He may ask you why you don't smoke. You can say that. If you want, I can show you a video. How smoking is injurious to health. I have seen. Now I don't want to put substances which will hurt me. My body is not as strong as yours. Maybe you will smoke and go on, but I can't go on like that. So I don't smoke. I don't drink. But I don't mind being friends with you. Because you are good in acad, I am also good in acad. We will exchange our notes. So in this way, there may be some side of non-devotees which may be helpful for us, and we can also help them. It's a professional relationship, business relationship, like that we can keep it. When it comes to trusting and opening our heart, taking help, you have to thoroughly test the other person, and only then, like I have seen Devamrit Prabhu in those days used to come. I once gave him 500 rupees in the hand. He refused to accept. He said, no, you are not an earning member, you are a student, and your parents are sending you money to study. I cannot take this donation, he said. After you take a job, you start earning, then you give donation, I'll accept, he said. Then I told him, no, Prabhuji, I'm not an undergrad here, I'm a postgraduate student in IIT, I'm getting stipend. So in those days, you used to get some 2,000, 2,500 used to get, So I'm getting stipend, from my earning only I'm giving you, I said. Then he accepted. So I saw he's a man of character. He's a very strict personality. How he deals with people, perfect gentleman, thoroughly honest to the core, we can say. And after you observe a person for a while and you see his behavior, his speech, his lifestyle, his values, then gradually the trust develops. And devotees, we see devotees are sold out to Krishna. Day and night they are working hard to propagate his message. And they have no personal life at all. Right from the time they get up in the morning till they go to sleep, constantly they're thinking of how to expand this movement, how to help the suffering souls, how to help people to go back to Godhead. So when you see their lifestyle come closer and closer, initially you will have respect for them. Gradually that respect turns into affection for them. Then when the affection becomes thicker and thicker, it turns into trust for them. When the trust is increased, then you want to take instructions from them. When you take instructions and execute, and then you make an effort to please them and satisfy them. So in this way, we advance in the relationship. When the relationship becomes thicker and thicker with devotees, then as the relationship with devotees and seniors and those who give you instruction becomes thicker, that much your heart is becoming butter. You understand? The milk turns into butter, that much. And to the degree you don't trust the devotees, you have no affection for devotees, no respect for devotees, you actually deal with devotees in a duplicitous way. Sometimes people do drama to devotees also, correct, no? Like, you deal devotees in a superficial way. Your senior, you hide things to him, you don't, you keep some clandestine, secretive activities, like somebody is going at 10 o'clock to the rooftop and is talking to some girl, and then another boy goes behind, hey, who is he talking to? And he is spying him and coming and telling. People who keep secretive, and when the senior brahmachari comes, he will offer a big obeisance to him. Externally, it's called external polish, internal impurity. Internally impure, externally polished in behavior. So we do a duplicitous behavior, then we only are cheating ourselves. Correct, no? So with devotees, we need a honest relationship. And with others, we can have a, professional, business-like relationship. Yeah. And we have to unnecessarily not meddle with bad association. I'm not saying that you have to go to every boy. Only if there is some need for you, you may connect with them. Otherwise, hi, good morning. Sometimes you are all working in a company. You are 5, 6 of you in a project. So there may be 2, 3 boys, 2, 3 girls may be there. You have to work in a company sometime. How many of you are working already? You are all working now. So now, One devotee boy may say, Prabhuji, in my project group, girls are also there. I said, what is the problem? Girls should not be there. Huh? Why are you talking as if, because in this world, men are also there, women are also there. So, for example, you have sisters, you have mother, you have daughters. Now, don't you deal with women in life? Huh? You all deal with them in life, but you have to deal with them respectfully. We deal with them respectfully, curt in speech. They unnecessarily don't meddle with them. Don't become too personal with them. Don't become emotional with them. Don't be privately with them. Don't be frivolous with them. Don't become familiar with them. We call it as a PPFF, we call it. Don't be personal and private. Don't be frivolous or familiar. 4 things you remember. Personal means, okay, you have to talk about the project. Don't talk about her or you. Don't say, no, your handwriting is so beautiful and you are even more beautiful. If you say like that. That becomes what? Personal, yeah. Also, if you are in a room alone with a girl, it is not allowed in Shastra. One should not be with a woman alone in a private room. That is private. So don't become personal, don't become private, and don't become frivolous. Frivolous means talking loose talk. Like somebody is telling. Sometimes even improperly situated. There was one improperly situated devotee. He was a loose fellow. Of course, he was loose fellow before also. After becoming devotee also, he was little more, again loose also. So he is telling Mataji, oh Mataji, in this saree you look like Radharani. He's saying, Radharani also has a similar dress in the temple. She immediately complained to the authorities. This fellow is nonsense. He's unnecessarily trying to describe me. He said, no, Prabhuji, I only told you are like a Radharani. I didn't say anything. I said, don't tell anything. Don't become frivolous. So frivolous talk means useless prajalpa. Don't do with a prajalpa with a woman. Talking, basically, conditioned soul likes to associate with opposite sex. And also don't become familiar. Familiar means people think, oh, that girl, I know her very well. We know in and out of each other. People like to be familiar to women. From a distance only, they talk with eyes, wave the hands and things like that. Don't become too familiar with women. Because women, if you cause this much problem, they will make it this much. That's their nature. They will expand it. You will be wondering, I never told this and she has made it very big. Tomorrow you will end up in a big trouble if you connect with woman before marriage. Marriage is allowed. Any of you want to marry properly at the right age, you marry. One challenge for the youths is, in those days, boys would marry at the age of 15 or 16. And at 18, 20, they were allowed to stay with wife. Correct, no? Vedic times. The whole idea was this only. They cannot get polluted in their character. But now you see boys are marrying at 32, 33 also they marry. One boy is marrying at 38 also now. Before that, everything is over already. With so many women, different women. He's changing partner like dogs. One partner here, she kicked him and went away with another boy and then one more. Third one. Basically, dogs only. When dogs walk on 4 legs, he walks on 2 legs. That's all. Life has become so horrible now. So, don't, especially opposite sex is the most dangerous association. One should be very respectful in dealing with women. Prabhupada uses the word honest avoidance of opposite sex. Why he uses the word honest? Superficially you may avoid, but you may be secretively connecting. Therefore, honest avoidance of opposite sex, he says. So, one is opposite sex, another one is atheistic fellows, non-devotees, who are Sri Lampat, debauchees. Debauchee means the boy who is roaming with many women. One should never go near them. They are more dangerous than women also. Because this fellow is pagal for women. You know that? You've seen people like that? Hey, I see boli. Like that, they say like that. You've seen that? They'll be laughing. Actually, they will show all their teeth when they talk about women. Actually, you need people who are mad after Krishna, who delightfully talk about Krishna. Lord is so nice. So when you see, there are 2 people who are delightful. One is a devotee who is delightfully talking about the Lord. Another fellow is delightfully talking about. And both are dangerous fellows. Why? Because those who are delightfully talking about the Lord, they will uplift the jiva to spiritual world. And they will destroy all the nasty, dirty things. If you don't, in the material world, you have material relationships, correct? No? Unwanted, dirty things. They will all be driven out like darkness is driven out. Like you put on the tube light, darkness to run. If you associate with advanced devotees who are delighting in spiritual life, even after they go away, the remembrance will come in your mind. Huh? Oh, this past time I heard, he said it so beautifully. Huh? How he has so much conviction, he has so much determination, he has so much sincerity, he has so much seriousness. He is, So therefore, the devotee association will evaporate your, all material leanings and impurities. Huh? So they have the power to uplift. They are more powerful than Bhagavan also, it is said. Bhagavan is powerful, Lord is powerful. But Lord's devotees who are delighting in the Lord, they can uplift you more than Lord also. Similarly, associating with woman is dangerous, but associating with the man who is delighting with woman, delighting about thoughts of woman, and telling his friends about some woman, Aisi boli, then those fellows are more dangerous than woman also. It's called as Sri Sangi. This is called Bhagavad Sangi. So we should associate with Bhagavad Sangis, and we should, like Prabhupada was such a Bhagavad Sangi, when he went to America, he just, shattered the impurities of hippies into pieces. Hippies had given up the home, given up college, give up studies. Rich, they were all rich also. Given up everything. Prabhupada says, even though they gave up everything, one thing they couldn't give up is the opposite sex. They were carrying women also with them wherever they went. They were smoking, drinking, drugs and everything. But when Prabhupada went, everything evaporated completely from their life. Many of the hippies, some of the hippies, they shaved up and they became first-class brahmacharis. And some of them became first-class grihasthas. Also, they married to a woman, whomever they wanted to marry. They became very, very, and their goal became crystal clear. We want to go back to Godhead. If you want to maintain your impurities, don't come near a devotee. You want to hold on to nasty things, they will all be blown off. The more you associate with very advanced devotees. So, on the other hand, associating with non-devotees who are delighting in remembrance of opposite sex and other things, that's also very dangerous. And the principle Bhaktivinoda Thakur teaches is that don't be affectionate to them, don't give your heart to them, don't trust them, don't seek advice from them. One simple example I'll tell you. You are dozing in the college and friend is asking, hey, why are you dozing? What to do? I have to get up early in the morning. Mangalarti 4:30. You say like that. I have to get up. So a friend will say, hey, why do you get up so early? I get up at 8 o'clock. I just gargle my mouth and come to college. I don't take bath at all. I am so happy. Actually, that way even buffalo is very happy also. Buffalo you can see in a pond. They're saying that. It doesn't have to take bath. So he may say, and you may also be thinking, our voice is too much. You have to get up early in the morning and see this fellow is getting up at 8 o'clock. Even I used to get up at 8. These people spoiled me. These devotees, they are telling me to wake up in the morning. Now the same thing you go and tell another devotee. You are dozing in the college, Prabhuji, I am feeling drowsy in the college. First question devotee will ask you, what time you went to sleep yesterday? You may say, Prabhuji, it became 12 o'clock. That is the problem. So what you should do? Sleep early. Sleep at 9, 9:30, get up at 3:34. Then you will not feel drowsy. And you practice it for 6 months, 1 year. Then you become very brisk. It's a fact actually that we sleep 6 hours. I sleep generally 9 to 6 or 8:30 to 2:30. And another 18 hours, I don't have to lie down at all. I can work all day. Any of you would like to have 18 hours of working here? Good idea, correct, no? You can work. If you sleep 6 hours sound, very nice sleep you get, 9 to 3. Then 18 hours a day you can work actually. Therefore, you have more time than others. Nobody will have 18 hours, correct, no? Most people have 12 hours in their hands. They can't work much because if you sleep late, you have to sleep longer. Understand? If you sleep at 12, even if you get up at 8 o'clock, you will not be satisfied. And if you sleep at 11, and if you get up at 5, you will feel tired. 6 hours is not enough if you sleep at 11. But if you sleep at 9, 9:30, then 3:30, if I sleep at 9, even at 2:30 I get up many times if I sleep at earlier than 9. Because 9 to 12 sleep is equal to double the hours. It's equal to 6 hours. So the sleep prior to midnight sleep, that is a very vital sleep actually. If you cannot get 3 hours, at least 2.5 you should get. Latest by 10 you should be in the bed, 9:30 to 10. That range. So I am saying devotees will give you advice which will be anukul for your progress in bhakti. Non-devotees will give you opposite, correct, no? So don't seek advice from non-devotees because they will spoil your career. spiritual career. They'll ruin your spiritual career. Like for example, you connect with non-devotee friends, they will say that, "Arey, sab log copy kar rahe hain, tum bhi copy karo." One boy came to me and asked me, "Prabhuji, my friends are saying, everybody is copying. So can I also copy in the interview exams?" Then I asked, "Who is that friend?" He said, "Devotee." He is not a devotee. I said, "Your non-devotee will do anything. But you are a devotee. Why should you copy?" Then I asked him, "Okay, if you are copying, will the invigilator allow everyone to copy?" "No." He said, "If the invigilator catches, they will throw us out. And we will be punished also. That means it is not to be done. Correct, no? No, Prabhuji, they are all writing and exchanging papers and they get placed in good companies like Infosys and Microsoft. And what about us?" I said, "Don't worry. See, you are follower of Krishna. Then it is Krishna's problem. He should give you a job. You faithfully stick to the right path." So this fellow was hankering for jobs which will pay him 2.5 lakh per annum or 3 lakh per annum in those days. And he ended up getting a job 10 lakh per annum. Because he faithfully, 8 months he didn't get a job. Can you imagine? In March he got. Till March, later on when he got a job, he told me, "Prabhuji, I'm very sorry, I committed a lot of mental offenses to you." He said, "Because you told me not to copy. Every time my friends will get a job, I will be remembering it. Radheshyam Prabhu ne bola." I said, don't copy. Prabhuji applies his own standard on everybody. I was very much mental offenses committing, Prabhuji. Now I got a very good job now. I can't believe, I don't deserve this. 10 lakh per annum. Most of my friends got 4 lakh or 4.5. I'm getting 10 lakh. You're selling. So Krishna gave it as a gift to him. Correct now? Because of persisting in the... So this is the meaning of determination, means to persist in the truth. And to and also, ready to give up the... not succumb to the temptations. Don't succumb to temptations and persist. That is actually determination. So... Now today you got an idea about both things I told you. How to associate with devotees doing good association. Parasparanukathanam, this verse we read. And I also told you how to deal with bad association. You all especially have to learn it because you are very young now in devotional service. Your devotional creeper is very tender now. And you have to protect it with a fence. Don't allow goats to come and eat the devotional creeper. Don't allow other boys to pollute your devotional service. You're getting the rarest commodity. And any suspicion, any doubt you have, somebody is saying this or that, ask your devotees, seniors. Take guidance and be honest in your relationship with devotees. Then you are very protected. In my spiritual life, since 91, I was introduced. 1994, I joined. I developed a deep conviction in this fact that I should invite many senior devotees to Pune, associate with them, ask questions to them. And also I should stay in the morning program with all the devotees, chant with the devotees, attend aratis with the devotees. And this alone is enough. And I have been doing it last 30 years almost. So I can see that I'm feeling very stable inside and safe inside being with devotees. All these years of practice. So, but there are devotees I know who picked up quarrel with devotees and went alone and they got lost actually. So, Prabhupada says to practice devotion service alone in this material world is hallucination, he says. One cannot practice. We need each other, coming together, helping one another. Even if some small problem comes with a devotee, we should know it's circumstantial. Okay, that particular circumstance, the devotee got a little angry, it's all right. He's not an angry devotee, he's always a good fellow. Once in a while he becomes angry, no problem. And then later on he'll come and say, "Sorry to you." Okay, Prabhuji. Sorry, over. Forget it. And go on with life. Why we have to forgive them? Otherwise we have not many people to associate with. Manushyanam, 1 in 1,000. And you quarrel with that one also. Then you lost 1,000 people now. There's nobody available. So tolerate some of the problems with devotees and forgive them for the small mistakes. Any question? One question, 5 minutes. Then we'll conclude.